Infamous Ithaca College Weirdos. Hello, it's Alex, host of the Doomed Planet podcast. This is episode 111. We're going to talk about some of the illustrious alumni from Ithaca College.
A place called Progress. Place. A place of higher learning and heroic leading. A place that's not too big, not too small, but just right.
This is a private rich kids school up in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York.
A tranquil upstate place. Safe, serene, spectacular.
Located on a hill, South Hill, above a frozen glacial lake, Lake Cayuga. And then, of course, on the other hill, is it East Hill? Is Cornell University, the sick stepchild to Ithaca College and a far inferior institution.
A place to find yourself, face yourself, so you can be yourself. A place that's gorgeous and prepares you for the grind.
I guess our most famous alumni these days, famous graduate, David Muir, a newscaster and the anchor at ABC World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in the United States.
A place for Broadway stars and business stars, humanitarians and contrarians, movie makers and difference makers, all free to join us at a place called Progress.
David has perfect hair. He's a very handsome man and perfectly gelled and coiffed hair. He cites Peter Jennings, the Canadian newscaster, as his biggest journalistic influence. Not Chris Hedges or Noam Chomsky, obviously. Just, your straight-ass corporate news guy as his biggest influence.
Progress.
While at Ithaca College, he was inspired by a professor who told him he had, quote, the cut of a TV newsman.
Progress is purposeful, not predictable. Messy, not linear. On your watch, but on no schedule.
He spent a semester at the Institute on Political Journalism at the Fund for American Studies at Georgetown University, which is a, feeder school for the State Department. And, that's what David Muir is. He's parroting the words of corporate America through his newscast. And, of course, our, military-industrial complex.
Progress is taking 2 steps back, 1 step further back, then 5 leaps forward.
He's been all over the world. He did some reporting from the Gaza Strip and Israel, and he won some honors for tracing the path of the hijackers involved in the September 11th, 2001 attacks. So he made his bones, pumping up G.W. Bush's Iraq war that killed 1 million people and displaced 30 million more.
Progress climbs in the Finger Lakes, strikes in London, raps in LA. Progress can stall, but then heightens in the hard, develops in the darkness. Progress can't always be seen, yet always makes itself felt on the other side of doubt, the other side of angst, on the other side in relevance.
And he reported from the Israeli-Lebanon border in 2006 during the Israeli war with Hezbollah. And reporting from Israel, from the perspective of Israel and the American Empire, of course. And Now, so much has happened since October 7th. ABC World News Tonight, always unwatchable, now laughable, in its pro-Israel, pro-American empire, military-industrial complex, wacky talking points.
Progress is always a work in progress.
Yeah, he was in Ukraine, Haiti.
Progress is always a work in progress.
He took over from Diane Sawyer as the lead anchor of ABC World News Tonight in 2014. And he scored the first interview with President Donald Trump when he became president officially. During the COVID-19 pandemic, ratings shot up. People are at home and they want some good news from corporate America, and they want a pretty face to deliver it.
So come build this, live this, be part of this, at a place called Progress.
He gave a commencement address at Ithaca College in 2011, urging graduates to use their voices. He received the Jessica Savage Award of Distinction for Excellence in Journalism. Jessica Savage, of course, an Ithaca College alumni as well, alumnus. Really the first lady newscaster. Died tragically. And, yeah, he's a chud. Moving right along to more alumni. Bob Iger, that's a big one, CEO of Walt Disney. Guy making $1 million a month, or is it $1 million a week? And Charlie Schlatter, classmate of mine, an actor who was in a movie with George Burns called 18 Again. It was not a hugely successful movie.
Happy birthday to you.
George Burns is Jack Watson, ladies' man.
Do you think she's a little too young for you?
Look, I'd go out with women my age, but there are no women my age.
And birthday boy.
I wish I could do it again because I had that much fun.
But this year, he's celebrating
Grandpa!
in his grandson David's body.
Are you all right?
Fine.
What the hell happened to my voice?
Where he and George Burns switch bodies. And then he had a long career with Dick Van Dyke on the show Diagnosis Murder, playing Dick Van Dyke's sidekick. He's also done a bunch of voiceover work for cartoons and stuff, so he's very successful. He also dated Jennifer Aniston. Jesse Zook-Man, a friend of mine, Emmy Award-winning documentary film and television producer and director. He's an internet guy, and actually I was burnt when I met Jesse. It was like 2003. I was very burned out on the internet, but he got me back into it. He turned me on to MySpace and stuff like that. Mark Romanek, filmmaker, another alumni. He's done a bunch of music videos. I remember in New York going to visit a friend that was working for him, and he had this big room full of people, and he was an agent for other music video directors, and that was hot. MTV was a thing back then. Romanek also directed 1 Hour Photo, a horrifying, gruesome movie starring Robin Williams as a psychopath.
When someone seems sad, they don't have any friends. It makes me feel bad for them.
Who is that and doesn't have any friends?
Sigh.
The photo guy at the 1 Hour place? We really don't know that much about him, you know? I mean, he might even have a lot of friends. And he probably has a girlfriend and a mommy and a daddy who love him.
I don't think he does.
I've been doing mini lab work for over 20 years now.
I consider it an important job.
Who runs a photo booth at like a local Walmart, and he's a pervert and sadistic psycho. It's so depressing and horrible. I think maybe that's why Williams killed himself. Jessica Savage, first female network anchor. We mentioned her. She did have to sleep with people to get to the top, but that's nothing against her. You had to do that as a female to, succeed in the cutthroat world of corporate news at the time. A dude that did not go to Ithaca College but taught there from 1967 to 1975, none other than Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone.
Rod Serling's name has become almost a household word, largely because of his popular television series, The Twilight Zone. However, by the time its first episode aired in the fall of 1959, this prolific writer had already created a large body of work for what was then a relatively new medium. Born in Syracuse and raised in Binghamton, Rod Serling began honing his writing skills while attending Antioch College on the GI Bill. After graduation in 1949, he landed a job at WLW Radio in Cincinnati, where he tried to write commercials by day and dramatic television scripts by night. This system didn't work very well, and after 2 frustrating years, he decided to quit the station and become a full-time freelance writer.
And I remember they had every episode of The Twilight Zone on 3/4-inch tape in the library there, complete with the commercials that ran during the first airings. And I sat and watched every single one of those. Thoughtful show. And no one from the world of sports who is any good went to Ithaca College. And I gotta say, Gavin MacLeod, the captain of the Love Boat, that TV show, is an alumni. And so he's probably the coolest guy to ever go to Ithaca College. He also played Murray on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And that's what attracts kids to have their parents pay $60,000 a year to go to this school. The fact that the captain of the Love Boat went there.
I told you he'd show.
Maybe he didn't like the company in his room.
Ladies, gentlemen, Stacy,
Meryl.
Mr. Skogstad, it's a pleasure to welcome you aboard. I'm speaking for my entire crew.
All right, we're going to wrap up this very brief episode. I'm actually sitting at work in a big empty room with 20-foot ceilings recording this, so we'll see how it sounds. Recording remotely, I've got to do that more. Jason DeLand. We're going to wrap it up with this guy. Jason DeLand, co-founder of Anomaly, to deliver Ithaca College commencement address, scheduled for this May 19th. There's a picture of this D-bag. He's got a stylish leather jacket, and Ithaca College is proud to announce that Jason DeLand, a distinguished alumnus and co-founder of the globally renowned advertising agency Anomaly, will be the keynote speaker at the 129th commencement ceremony on Sunday, May 19th, 2024. He's made a significant mark in the advertising world, especially known for his Super Bowl ads for Budweiser. So this is, he's an advertising guy. That's the most distinguished person you can get to speak at commencement. I'm sure he's going to be really outspoken about the genocide in Palestine during this speech. You can guarantee that. Wow, he's managed major accounts for Coca-Cola, Major League Baseball, Disney, Panera, and Dick's Sporting Goods. These advertising people are so full of self-regard. Like, okay, and they call themselves creatives. It's a misnomer. Like, I did the creative work for Coca-Cola, this evil corporation, majority owned by Warren Buffett, cretinous billionaire and psychopath. Oh, he oversaw Budweiser's World Cup sponsorships and facilitated their expansion into markets like China and Nigeria. He was recognized by Adweek, which is a brag rag for the advertising industry. Very funny if you read that, as one of the most influential people under 40. An Anomaly, of course, one of these trendy ad agencies with the cool name and kind of the supposedly edgy people and edgy work that's really going to grab people's attention because it's different from all the other advertising somehow. DeLand is also a committed advocate for social responsibility. And he's a member of the board of the charter school in Harlem. Okay, so it's a school that takes public money away from public schools and funnels it into some kind of scheme. More often than not, is a real estate scheme. That's nice. As a student, he earned a BS in communications from the Roy H. Park School of Communications. So did I. Roy H. Park, another sort of psycho right-wing media guy, not as well known as others of the era, but he gave the money to set up the School of Communications. Now, when I was there, the theater school and the School of Communications, which was like film and then TV, two separate departments, were all in the same building. That has changed now. He advised on a new visual identity for Ithaca College athletics and collaborated on branding efforts with the college's marketing and creative teams. You know what's a priority at Ithaca College? Rebranding the third-rate, mediocre sports teams. The commencement address that DeLand will be keynoting will take place at Glazer Arena at the Athletics and Events Center. I remember seeing Santana there. Believe it or not, these private rich kid schools will hire rock bands to come and play private concerts. It was a very odd, like a well-lit gymnasium, basically. And there's Santana playing for a bunch of rich kids. It's weird. What is this fucking advertising agency called again? Anomaly. We go to their website. Deviation or departure from the normal or common order, form, or rule. Abnormality, deviation, exception, irregularity, rarity. That is so fucking juvenile. That's, a fifth grader writing a report on something will often start the report with Webster's defines anomaly as this, like the dictionary definition. That's the splash page on his website. And then lol, the Anomaly ad agency are also creators and co-owners of Dosist, a medicinal cannabis brand. There you see their little line of products. So again, every sleazy weasel wants to jump in on the CBD or cannabis, scene, or at least that was the case a few years ago. And yeah, good luck with that brand. There are a billion cannabis brands out there. And the people who are making money in this industry, at least in Washington State, are the retailers. Most of the producer processors are just in another, low margin, shitty corporate business. So there you have it. Number one, coolest guy to graduate from Ithaca College, Gavin MacLeod, captain of the Love Boat. Worst asshole to graduate from Ithaca College, a tie between this DeLand character and David Muir, corporate suck-up and spokesperson for the State Department. This has been Doom Planet, the podcast, episode 111. That's a lucky number. See you soon. Bye.
Captain Stubby. He's always there for you. He greets you.
Captain Merrill Stubing, your command?
Eats with you, kisses you, and even has time for a dance. Or two. There's just one question. If Captain Stubing is everywhere for you, then who's steering the boat?
Hey, who's watching the store? Yeah.
Find out on The Love Boat.
Been friends since the K, but lately these days we always be drinking them trees, I may say. They make us laugh a lot, but when we wake up, we be in a parking lot. We don't know how we got there, so we call our friend Johnny. You hop in the car, but it sting like damn salami. Joey say, yo, Johnny, where the fuck your mommy? He start talking about some, she left when I was 6. He stopped the fucking car, and he pulls out a fucking blick. We all like, what the fuck? We tryna leave the scene, but while we slide out, we thinking, fuck, we go get seen. What the fuck? We get back to the crib, we're sweating and stressing because our dear friend Johnny was so depressing. He tried to take our lives after one fucking whipping session.
Find out more at doomedplanet.com. Goodbye.